Hello and welcome to the April 2014 Kula Yoga Shala teacher feature video interview. We are sitting down in the Kula Chakra Garden with Katherine Wilder, who is one of the newest teachers here at Kula, and she's teaching the 5 p.m. Power Vinyasa practice on Monday evenings. And welcome to a freezing spring day in Jupiter, Florida.
It's a beautiful spring day.
It is. Yeah, you're all bundled up. She actually does have a neck. You can't see it. So, usually I like to start these interviews just from the basis that if people are reading a bio or something, it's kind of dry and bland, and giving people more a sense of what you're all about in your class and teaching. So,
well, just like that, for me, yoga is a path into my heart, and that's the most inspiring thing I've found through the practice, besides having fun in my body, which taps me into my mind, but it really leads me back into my heart space, and I feel like that's where I teach from in my classes. Awesome.
So that triggered a few questions for me that we'll get to in a little bit, but maybe just some background in terms of how you found your way onto a yoga mat.
I've been practicing for 13 years and teaching for 10. And my first yoga experience was a power vinyasa class at the YMCA. And I was teaching in a massage therapy school, and one of my students said, "Hey Katherine, I think you'd like this, you should come check it out." And I said, "All right, let me go with you." And that's pretty much all it took. It was super challenging, and I was, I think, 23 in my first class. So young and vibrant, and it kicked my butt. And I needed something to grab my attention, so this practice did, and I left saying I need to share this with as many people as I know.
So you pretty much had a sense after the first taste of it.
One class.
Awesome.
I walked out and my aura felt 6 feet tall, and I'm 5'1" on a really good day, so 6 feet felt pretty big.
So what was it? Was it just a felt kind of energetic sense then?
It was energetically on the inside how expanded I felt. Mm-hmm. It was definitely a workout, which I'm inclined to, and my classes are geared towards a little bit more challenging, not necessarily radical vinyasa, but working the body. So I got that, and then the sense of connection I had to a deep part of myself that I had never known was what really caught my attention.
Awesome. And then you practiced for a few years, though.
I practiced for 3 years, and I even thought after 3 years I wasn't ready to teach because I thought I needed to be studying more, but decided that I couldn't wait any longer to share this gift, to share this secret almost with as many people as I could reach.
Yeah, it does have that let me let you in on a little something amazing about yourself.
Come join me on this path.
Yeah. And where was this?
I took my training, my first yoga class was in Charlotte, North Carolina, and that's where this whole journey started. I've always been into the body. I studied sports medicine in school and then went to massage therapy school. And it was from there, like I just said, that I got to my first yoga class. And then after 3 years, I went to Nosara, Costa Rica, and took a 1-month training.
So at Nosara Yoga Institute?
Okay. At the Nosara Yoga Institute in Nosara, Costa Rica. And I came back and started teaching. And I started teaching a hot vinyasa flow. And that transitioned into power vinyasa. And in 2007, I moved from North Carolina to Maui, Hawaii, and that is where the universal principles of alignment and Anusara yoga philosophy really started influencing my teachings more.
So how did you come across Anusara in Maui? I lived in Maui for a while, and there was no Anusara.
Wow, that was the biggest community there.
Wow.
That I found.
So you were in 07. Yeah, I was there in 02. So.
I was there in 07. Yeah. And Mark St. Pierre was the one teaching Anusara Yoga on Maui. So I started practicing with him, but my biggest teacher has been Kelly Haas. And she's my dearest friend on the planet. So it's been nice to get these deep teachings on a very, very intimate, personal level.
The boga.
Yeah.
Get a teacher and a friend.
Yes. So, and I've known Kelly for over 10 years. At first, the Anusara physical practice didn't speak to me so much because it was much slower, and it's very particular on alignment, and as a young whippersnapper that was really bendy, I didn't want to slow down and I didn't want to pay attention. And then I couldn't deny how I felt in Shavasana. So the philosophy was speaking to my heart, and the asana started speaking to my body, and it took me a little while to pay attention to that. But then I was feeling the prana flow so much more than I ever had. I was able to breathe through an entire practice, and my practice was deepening almost effortlessly by paying attention to what I was doing with my body. And now I can't really teach any other way.
Yeah, it's fascinating because there's a distinction between power vinyasa and fast vinyasa. I think we just think powerful means we're going to move a billion miles per hour, when that's not necessarily the case. And it's been interesting in teacher training seeing people really starting to pay attention to these alignment principles, and within one pose they're just shaking and sweating and complaining, and it's just
totally. So I have found myself saying recently in class, if you're trying to catch up with your breath, you're going to get in trouble. The breath should be leading the way, and then if you are skillfully aligning yourself in the poses, the breath and the prana are going to flow freely, which tells me that I'm holding the most open space in the pose.
Can you talk a little bit about the connection between Tantra and, just to fill people in, that when you speak about the philosophy that you found in Anisar, it's very tantric based, and the connection that you talk about with your heart and how
yes,
just kind of speaking to that, because we had Douglas and Jordan here last weekend talking a lot about this, and kind of seeing a segregation between Tantra and Bhakti. And I don't know, for me, like, I always felt like it was such a very heart-centered approach. So you touched on it, and it kind of sparked that for me. So.
Well, definitely for me, as you, Scott, as you're alluding to, Tantra philosophy is bringing me into my heart. Not necessarily that Tantra is a heart-based practice, but for me, if Tantra is a non-dualistic approach to seeing life, and there's no separation between the mind, the body, and spirit, then I am always going to come back to spirit, being my heart. So we're on the planet for a short amount of time, and we have these amazing senses, and the philosophy has taught me to use these senses to live fully in the moment. So I'm sitting out here in this amazing garden, and it's incredible because I can feel the plants, how alive they are, and I'm surrounded by awesome orchids.
Yeah, check out the
here
orchids.
Here comes the wind.
People.
See, it's supporting me, and it's made my world that much brighter versus a more, from what I understand, classical context. There is separation between spirit and matter, and we're trying to transcend this life right now to move to a higher plane with maybe out the body, and that just doesn't resonate so much with me. And my way is not a better way, it's just the way I can share because it is coming from my heart. Right.
Well said. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
We just have a minute left, so anything that you'd like to offer to people just on their path?
Yes, absolutely. Be serious about having a practice, be serious about showing up, but then once you show up, have a good time. Because it's too short to do it any other way.
Beautiful. And maybe quickly too, your Monday 5 o'clock practice, what are people in store for?
A lot of fun. Hopefully some awakening in their hearts and minds, because I do always open with a theme based around philosophy, and then particular attention to alignment, and we're going to move a little slower, but work pretty hard and have a good time. Like, if you're not laughing in my class, something's wrong.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.